Hey everybody, Jim Chester coming to you live from ChiroFest 2019. This is day 2, and I have Dr. Arminta Phelps here with me. And where'd you come in from today?
We flew in from the lovely state of Missouri. Yes.
Awesome. And I know you said that you brought your team with you.
Right.
So what does that mean for you to have like your whole team here with you at ChiroFest?
Well, I think that when we do events like this and we are going to sow into ourselves, our most valuable asset is our team. And if you fill yourself up and you go rah, rah, rah back, they're not going to get it the same way as you get it by experiencing it. So we just made an entire weekend about it, and it makes that more of an impact when we get home to serve our folks.
And see, that's what it's all about. And I know she said that she took her team out to nature, and then they get to see like the glimpse of behind the scenes of what chiropractic really is outside of the office environment.
Right.
And what do you think that does for them?
Well, we've got one newer team member that's never been to a chiropractic seminar at all, and just watching her eyes light up, watching us being able to do life together outside of the office, from lunches and dinners to this awesome hike that we've done, just living life together. Because when you serve at the capacity that we are blessed to be able to serve at, you can get lost in the minutia of it, and coming back to understand that we have to keep the main thing, and that we're doing this together. This is not about me. This is about us serving humanity. And if we aren't serving humanity, then what in God's green earth are we doing?
And that's the chiropractic lifestyle right there she's talking about. It's about team building, it's about inclusion, and it's about getting re-dipped, as the chiropractors always say, in the science of philosophy and the art. And sometimes when you bring on new team members, they don't have the same depth that you think that they might know.
They don't. They just never do. I mean, our world trains us outside in. And so when we want to flip the coin and let people get inside out perspective, they can hear that from me all day long. But it really, really helps when they're hearing it from people that are influential and from the stage. It just dips and sits in deeper than they have. And then they start to ask questions of why and how does this work, and what does this pathway mean? And it brings up great conversation points that takes it back to innate intelligence and the power of chiropractic.
Yeah, and before we go on to the next topic, I just want to say a quick shout out to all of you guys out there watching. Thank you so much for being on with us today. If you find value from what we're sharing here, hashtag value in the comments there. Hit that heart button if you love what we're doing. And the best thing you could ever do for us today is to hit the share button. So if you're out there watching, just share this with more people so they can see what's happening here at ChiroFest 2019. And if you guys didn't make it here in 2019, make sure you mark your calendars for 2020. And bring your team out here too, so they can experience some of these eye-opening experiences that Arminta and her team are getting out here. And you can come from far and wide. You don't have to be out here on the east or the west coast. You can come from the Midwest, right?
Right. I think that making a trip out of it and a journey out of it is part of the fun of it. You can do seminars in your own backyard, and that's great if you're in Washington. Obviously, this is not one to be missed, but if you can find value to be able to get your team out of their normal surroundings, it changes the brain, and it allows other things to come in, and it gives them more capacity to help more people.
And I know that off camera, one of the things we were discussing was the idea of bending and not breaking. Let's just talk to our audience about that a little bit.
Sure. Well, I mean, like the bend and not break, the serving for the sake of serving but not letting them run over you is a big thing. So you have to be malleable, you have to be bendable, but you can't be so frigid in your ways that you end up breaking, because the only person that'll end up breaking is you.
And that's at capacity of your office, that's at capacity of your systems, that's at capacity of your team building. Like there has to be an equal exchange, and there has to be a balance of acceptance when we do these things to bend and not break, right?
Right. Well, I mean, if there's not even exchange, then there's incongruency. And what I think Jim Tempo is the guy was the original speaker of this, is the greater the incongruency, the greater the failure. And so if you can keep yourself where you're flexible and you're not so rigid in your ways, then everybody can grow together.
And that's just it, is there's guys out here like Paul Reid that are working their tails off to bring this event together. So let's say a couple of good things about Paul and what his team has done for us.
Paul is just an absolute stud what he does in his professional world of being a chiropractor to what he does for the profession in terms of ChiroFest, and his entire team has done an amazing job. I want to say this is 9 years running. This is my personal second ChiroFest, and every single time it has been such a blessing, not only for myself, but the people that we get to go back and bring this information to, and it refreshes us and regrounds us in our service.
And I can't say enough about Paul for bringing me and my team out here to do these Facebook Lives as the spokesman to get ChiroFest outside the four walls of this event, because I know a lot of you guys are at home watching and you feel like you're a greater part of this chiropractic community because of the work that we're doing with Chiro Hustle, and that wouldn't be possible without Local Gold, who's co-branding this with me. So if you guys have any digital marketing needs or website needs, please reach out to Natalie. It's localgold.com and chirohustle.com. If you guys want to be a guest on the Chiro Hustle website or the podcast, reach out to me, send me a direct message, and I'll be able to help you guys out. But Arminta, thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me, and thank you, Paul, and your awesome team for putting this amazing thing on, and thank you for bringing Jim out here to let the people beyond this space understand the power that's happening within it so they can get here in 2020.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and close out and tell you guys you're just one story away. Keep hustling. We'll see you on the next one.